In the prosperous kingdom of Niam, there lived a beloved princess named Adissa. Princess Adissa was known throughout the land for her beauty, wisdom, and kindness. Her laughter was like music, and her smile could light up even the darkest of days. The people of Niam adored her, and her father, King Olu, was fiercely protective of his only daughter. On her 18th birthday, King Olu presented Adissa with a magnificent ring. The ring was made of pure gold, with a large, radiant diamond at its center, surrounded by smaller gems of every color. This ring had been in the royal family for generations, passed down from mother to daughter, and was believed to bring good fortune to its wearer. "Adissa, my dear daughter," King Olu said as he placed the ring on her finger, "this ring represents our family's legacy. May it guide you with wisdom and strength, just as it has guided the women in our family before you." Adissa cherished the ring deeply. She wore it every day, its weight a comforting reminder of her family's love and her responsibilities as a princess. But little did she know, this ring would soon lead her on a journey filled with danger, mystery, and self-discovery. One evening, after a day spent helping her people in the village, Adissa returned to the palace, tired but content. As she prepared for bed, she noticed with horror that her ring was missing. Her heart pounded in her chest as she searched her chambers frantically, turning over every cushion, peering under every piece of furniture, but the ring was nowhere to be found. Adissa's mind raced. She remembered wearing it that morning and throughout the day as she visited the villagers. How could it have vanished? She couldn't imagine facing her father without the precious heirloom. The thought of disappointing him was unbearable. In desperation, Adissa summoned her closest friends, Cato, a brave and loyal palace guard, and Saad, her wise and resourceful handmaiden. Together, they retraced her steps from the day, searching every corner of the palace and the village. But as night fell, there was still no sign of the ring. Adissa could barely sleep, her thoughts consumed by worry. She knew she had to find it, but as the hours ticked by, she couldn't shake the feeling that the ring's disappearance was no mere accident. The next morning, the kingdom buzzed with news of the missing ring. Rumors spread like wildfire, with some saying it was stolen, while others whispered of dark magic. Adissa tried to maintain her composure, but inside, she was unraveling. That afternoon, as Adissa, Cato, and Saad walked through the market square, a mysterious figure approached them. The figure was cloaked in a dark robe, their face hidden by a hood. The stranger's presence was unsettling, but Adissa felt a strange pull, as if they were meant to meet. "Princess Adissa," the figure said in a low, raspy voice, "I hear you've lost something precious." Adissa's heart skipped a beat. "Who are you? And how do you know about my ring?" The stranger chuckled softly. "Let's just say I have knowledge of many things, including the ring you seek. But be warned, your journey to reclaim it will not be easy." Before Adissa could ask more, the stranger handed her a small, ancient-looking scroll. "Follow the clues, and you may find what you've lost. But beware, for the path is fraught with danger." With that, the stranger vanished into the crowd, leaving Adissa clutching the scroll, her mind swirling with questions. Back at the palace, Adissa, Cato, and Saad unrolled the scroll. The paper was yellowed with age, and the writing was in a language none of them recognized. However, Saad noticed something familiar about the symbols. "This looks like an old dialect from the northern mountains," Saad said. "My grandmother taught me some of it when I was a child. Let me see if I can translate." After several minutes, Saad managed to decipher the first clue. "Asterisk, where the river splits and the shadows dance, seek the stone that sees all." Asterisk. Adissa pondered the riddle. Where the river splits. That must be the Twin Rivers, where the water divides around the large boulders. Cato nodded. "Yes, and the shadows. It must refer to the time when the sun is low, casting long shadows." Determined, the three set out for the Twin Rivers, a place known for its treacherous currents and eerie, shifting shadows at dusk. The journey to the Twin Rivers was arduous. The terrain was rough, and the air grew cooler as they approached the water. As they neared the spot where the river split, the sun began to set, casting long, ominous shadows over the landscape. They searched for anything that resembled a stone that sees all. After a while, Cato pointed to a large, weathered rock perched on the edge of the riverbank. Its surface was smooth, and oddly enough, it had a single, round indentation in the center, like an eye. "This must be it," Cato said. Running his hand over the stone, Odissa touched the stone, feeling a strange energy emanating from it. Suddenly, the indentation in the stone began to glow, and a hidden compartment at its base opened, revealing a small, intricately carved wooden box. Inside the box was another scroll, along with a delicate silver key. The scroll read, "*To unlock the next door, you must descend into the heart of the earth. The key you hold will guide you, but beware of what lies below. Odissa felt a chill run down her spine. The heart of the earth? What could that mean? And what dangers awaited them there? With no time to waste, they returned to the palace and consulted Baba Ao, the palace historian. Baba Ao was a learned man, well-versed in the ancient lore of the kingdom. After examining the scroll and the key, Baba Ao spoke gravely, "The heart of the earth. It must refer to the Cave of Echoes, a place deep within the mountains where the earth's voice can be heard. Few have ventured there, and even fewer have returned." Despite the ominous warning, Odissa knew they had to go. The next morning, they set out for the Cave of Echoes, traveling through dense forests and steep mountain paths. As they neared the cave's entrance, the air grew thick with tension, and a low, rumbling sound echoed from within. The cave was dark and foreboding, its walls lined with jagged rocks. Using the silver key, they unlocked a hidden passageway that led them deeper into the earth. The further they went, the louder the echoes became, until it was almost deafening. Suddenly, the ground beneath them gave way, and they tumbled into a vast underground chamber. The chamber was filled with strange, glowing crystals, and in the center stood a massive stone door, covered in ancient symbols. Cato examined the door and noticed a keyhole that matched their silver key. With a deep breath, Odissa inserted the key and turned it. The door creaked open, revealing a long, dark corridor. As they ventured down the corridor, a sense of unease settled over them. The air was thick with the smell of damp earth, and the only light came from the faint glow of the crystals. Suddenly, the ground trembled, and a deep, menacing voice echoed through the chamber. "Who dares to enter the heart of the earth?" A massive figure emerged from the shadows. It was a creature of stone, towering above them, with glowing eyes and a voice that rumbled like thunder. This was the guardian of the cave, an ancient being tasked with protecting the secrets within. Odissa stepped forward, her voice steady despite her fear. "I am Princess Odissa of Niam. We seek the truth to reclaim what has been lost." The guardian regarded her with cold, unblinking eyes. "To proceed, you must answer the riddle of the earth. Fail, and you shall be trapped here forever." The guardian's voice boomed as it recited the riddle. "I am not alive, but I grow. I do not have lungs, but I need air. I do not have a mouth, and I can drown. What am I?" Odyssa's mind raced. The answer had to be something connected to the earth. She closed her eyes and thought of all the stories Baba Ao had told her about the natural world. Then it came to her. "Fire," she said confidently. "The answer is fire." The guardian's eyes narrowed, but then it nodded. "You have answered correctly. You may pass." The stone creature stepped aside, revealing a hidden chamber beyond. The chamber was filled with treasures, but at the center of it all, resting on a pedestal, was Odyssa's ring. Relief washed over her as she approached the pedestal. But just as she reached for the ring, the ground began to shake violently. The chamber started collapsing around them. "Run!" Cato shouted, grabbing Odyssa's hand and pulling her toward the exit. The cave was crumbling, the walls closing in as they raced through the twisting passages. Rocks fell from above, and the ground trembled beneath their feet. Odissa clutched the ring tightly in her hand, her heart pounding with fear. As they neared the entrance of the cave, a large boulder crashed down, blocking their path. Cato and Saad exchanged a worried glance, but there was no time to hesitate. With quick thinking, Cato noticed a narrow passage off to the side. "This way," Cato shouted, leading the group through the small opening. The passage was tight, and the air was thick with dust, but it was their only chance. They squeezed through, the sound of the collapsing cave echoing behind them. The narrow tunnel seemed endless, but finally, they saw a faint light ahead. With one final push, they emerged from the tunnel, gasping for breath as they stumbled out into the open air. The cave behind them collapsed completely, sealing off the entrance forever. They had made it out just in time. Odissa collapsed onto the ground, her chest heaving as she looked at the ring in her hand. Relief washed over her, but she couldn't shake the feeling that their journey wasn't over yet. Back at the palace, Odissa, Cato, and Saad were welcomed as heroes. King Olu, who had been beside himself with worry, embraced his daughter tightly. "You've done well, my child," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "But I sense there is more to this story. What happened in that cave?" Odissa recounted their harrowing journey, the strange clues, the guardian, and the near escape. But as she spoke, something clicked in her mind. The prophecy, the riddle of the earth, the strange symbols. It all seemed connected. "Baba Ao," she called to the palace historian. "There's something more to this ring, isn't there?" Baba Ao nodded gravely. "Indeed, princess. The ring is not just a symbol of your family's legacy. It is also a key to a greater power hidden within the kingdom." He explained that the ring had been crafted centuries ago by a powerful sorcerer who infused it with magic that could protect the kingdom in times of great need. But the ring's power was hidden, locked away, and could only be accessed by someone pure of heart who had proven themselves worthy. "The journey you undertook was a test," Baba Ao continued. "The guardian was the final challenge. Now that you have reclaimed the ring, its true power will be revealed." As Baba Ao spoke, the ring in Odissa's hand began to glow with a brilliant light. The gems shimmered, and the air around them seemed to vibrate with energy. Odissa felt the power of the ring surge through her, filling her with strength and clarity. "The ring's power is now yours to wield," Baba Ao said. "But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Use it wisely, for the good of the kingdom." In the days that followed, Odissa began to understand the true extent of the ring's power. It granted her visions of the future, allowing her to foresee threats to the kingdom and prevent disasters before they occurred. She could also heal the sick and strengthen the kingdom's defenses against any who might seek to harm it. With this newfound power, Odissa became not just a beloved princess but a revered leader. The people of Niam looked to her for guidance, and she ruled with wisdom, compassion, and strength. Her bond with Cato and Saad grew even stronger, and together, they became the protectors of the kingdom. But Odissa never forgot the lessons she had learned on her journey, the importance of humility, courage, and the responsibility that came with power. She knew that the ring was not just a gift but a burden she must carry with honor. Years later, when the time came for Odissa to pass the ring on to the next generation, she did so with the same love and wisdom her father had shown her. And so, the legacy of the ring continued, a symbol of hope, strength, and the enduring power of good over evil. And the story of the princess who lost her ring became a legend, told for generations, a tale of bravery, friendship, and the true meaning of leadership.